Hey guys, so today you and I are going to talk about working alone and being a freelancer. So let's get into it. So the question in question was, Frederick, I was watching one of your videos about working alone and that's really bad for your career, but doesn't that mean that working as a freelancer is hurting your career? And the short answer is no, not if we consider what personal goals you might have as a software developer. Let me explain. So, I had a question similar to this a while back when a freelancer reached out to me and asked, like, how should I think about progressing my career as a freelancer, since I don't really have an option of working as part of a software team because in my region there's not that many companies around. And I explained to this person that this idea that being a freelancer is bad is not true. The thing that is worth knowing is that depending on your ambition, you might be doing exactly the thing that you should be doing for yourself, or you might be doing the wrong thing for your long-term career. What I explained to this subscriber was that if you are a freelancer, you will go through one set of experiences. If you are a product company, software developer, or something like that, you will go through a different set of experiences. And if you have an ambition to be a manager, a CTO, or an architect, or whatever within like quote unquote real IT companies, well, then being in that environment is the thing that is going to get you there. Being a freelancer will not give you the same experiences, and it will not give you the experiences that you need in order to fill a higher level role within the IT companies. But it will give you something else. It will still teach you how to code in a sense. Like it's not like you're not going to learn how to write any type of software. It's just that you're going to go about it in a different way. And in many cases, sure, you might never reach the same level of proficiency as someone who has peers and goes through like a more rigorous, let's call it a rigorous training regime. I mean, that's not always true either. There are many situations where you might have corporate developers who kind of just sit back and just relax and they don't really push themselves anymore. So, I mean, just because you work in a corporate environment, that doesn't mean that you're going to be a better software developer than a freelancer. It's just that a freelancer has a very different work situation than someone who works in a company. One of the biggest drawbacks is, as I've said before, is it's that you don't have any peers. You don't have any way of rubber ducking or shooting ideas off of people, and that is a big limitation. But on the plus side, you are going to be forced to survive by yourself, and you're going to have to learn how to run a business and market yourself and do all these other types of things that are very beneficial under certain circumstances. And so I told the subscriber, I mean, sure, as I was saying, if your perspective is that you want to be an architect or a CTO or like be part and lead a big IT company, well, then being a freelancer is not going to set you up for success in that area. But on the other hand, let's say that the economy turns over and all of a sudden we developers are not as popular as we are today and we need to kind of fend for ourselves. Well, who do you think is going to be more equipped to run their own business and find customers and stuff like that? It's very likely going to be the freelancer because that's part of their world. It's part of what you have to do as a freelancer, and that is it's a different set of skills that you're getting that is going to be beneficial to you if your goals or your situation is different. I've seen many like developers who are not so interested in working in a large scale company, not because that's a bad thing. It's just that they want to have a little bit of flexibility. And I have coworkers today who are like, it's almost borderline, they're already freelancers. They constantly go on vacations and do remote work and stuff like that. And sure, they still work for a bigger company, but it's very clear to me that they want to travel the world. They want to do stuff and they kind of be a little bit ad hoc about their life situation. And being a freelancer can in many cases create that sort of situation for you if you don't want to have this like the standard 9 to 5 type of deal that the corporate developers have. So what I want you to take away from this is that no, it's not going to quote unquote hurt your career to work as a freelancer necessarily, because it all comes down to what is your long-term goal. If your long-term goal is to be the absolute best software developer that you can be and go as far as possible, then yes, it's going to hurt your career, because the environment that you find yourself as a freelancer is not going to potentially push you as much as being in the corporate environment, and it's not going to set you up with experiences that you very much need in order to run a big IT company and make the biggest bucks in IT. That is something that a freelancer is not going to see. A freelancer can get to that sort of situation if they do really well, found their own company or something like that, and take it from there. But you're not going to get the same experiences. But that's not a bad thing, as I said, because it comes down to what do you want from life. Do you want to be your own boss? Do you want to have freedom? Well, then being a freelancer is a really, really good thing. If you want to have a secure job and like have a high market value, then being a corporate developer or like working for a real IT company is probably going to be more your thing. So it just comes down to your preferences, and there's inherently nothing good, better, or worse about any of these things. It just comes down to different options, pros and cons. You just have to pick your poison here. Have a great day.